Hi guys, today I just wanted to show you how easy it is to edit a Canva template. Sometimes I get access to PLR products where you can edit the Canva template, and I'd like to share these with my email subscribers. So I thought I'd show you one today that's perfect for the year ahead. Here I have a calendar that you can download for free by Faith Lee. I'll leave the link in the description below. When you access the calendar, it'll open as a template in Canva, a link in Canva that you then just press on Use Template for New Design, and it'll make a copy into your designs in Canva. So now that it's open, we'll just have a quick scroll through. You can see already that it's quite cute as it is. Faith Lee has put in your commercial use rights here if you wanted to use it commercially. Make sure you read it and follow the conditions. But obviously, if you want to just print this up for yourself as is, it would be just a matter of going to share, going to download, then you can go to file type and change it to PDF standard or PDF print, and then download, which I'm not going to do right now, and then print it off from there. So we'll just keep scrolling through. You got some lovely calendars with a space for goals and a to-do list. You got the cute flower decorations that are a little bit different through each page, but very much keeping the same theme. I like the style. I like the whole style. I'd print this up just as is. But let's change it up in case you want to try something different, or maybe create a unique gift for a friend. Whatever you like. Of course, you can sell them too, just so long as you're following the rules, the rights that are given to you by the creator, which in this case is Faith Lee from Faith's Biz Academy. So we can edit these printables by adding and removing different graphics, but we can only sell the final product as a PDF, JPEG, or PNG for customers for their personal use. So we can't create another PLR product or commercial use product from this template. And we can't sell this template to anyone else, of course. And you can read more information on the graphics. Oh, and she's even kindly put in places to find commercial use graphics. So let's start with January. Go over to Elements. And I have Canva Pro, so I'll have access to more elements than if you're using a free account, but you'll be able to tell what's pro and what's free because the pro elements have a little crown there. And I'm having a little bit of internet issues today, so it is a little bit slower than it normally would be. But let's have a look. We'll search elements. We might replace the flowers with actually just different flowers. So I might just type in flowers. If you have a particular type, oh my goodness, if you have a particular type of flower you're interested in, you could do that. Oh, a lot of pretty flowers. I like blue. I'd say blue is my favorite color, so I would easily just change that out for these ones perhaps. And Faith's already done the design for you. That's Faith Lee, not me. So you could really just copy where she's put in things and just change them out for a different graphic or even font. We might change the fonts in a second. Sorry if you're hearing a lot of creaking noises. That's my my mouse pad. I'm having a lot of difficulty. Oh, there we go. So now I'm just going to go into graphics because I prefer the graphics than the photos, and see what else it comes up with. So now that we're in graphics, okay, so now it's come up with some magic recommendations. They might be really nice to use on a different page to swap out some of the other images. They're very similar, got similar coloring, a similar design, but just shake it up a little bit, give you something different. So we might swap out these flowers for, I'll just delete those and put in this one in the corner. And you can change the size, you can rotate it to however you like. I'm just doing this quickly so you have an idea of how to do it. This is not necessarily my final design. Oh, now I'm clicking all these things that I don't want to click on. So I'll just go off for a second. There we go. And sorry, I'm using a slower and more clunky computer than I normally use. Okay, so I'd mess around with that and make it larger and, just generally nicer. You could choose a different one of these for each page. You could click into the magic recommendations and see all, and that gives us plenty of choice of how we might change out these flowers. Obviously, if we're looking for things like this, I wouldn't mix it up with things that are obviously completely different. I'd just stick to the same style, the same look. Now you can see all of these have the little crowns, so these are all pro elements. So you would have to, you can search for free elements. Personally, I love having the pro so that I can just do whatever I like, but if you don't have the pro account and you don't want to scroll through all of the pro elements to find the free elements, then you can filter the results up here and scroll down to price, free, and then it will filter the results for you. So just click off of that. And now you have all these free results, and there's still plenty of pretty options in there. So this one here reminded me of, it's quite pretty, reminded me of what Faith has in the background here. Now, Faith's image is not just an image on there, it's set as a background, so we'll have to right click and detach the image from the background, and then we can delete it. And then you could resize this to replace it, or you could just attach it to the background as well. So set image as background, and that's quite pretty. If it's you might want to replace these blue flowers then to something that suits it more, or find a different element. If it blocks things too much, like it blocks your to-do list, it kind of goes over January too much, just click on it and go to transparency, which is up here, and bring it down so it still looks pretty, but it's not interfering with where you want to write. It's not interfering with anything that you can want to read. These flowers are a bit dark, so maybe we'll make them transparent as well. Just a bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's quite nice. You can change it up how you want. I'd probably change it quite a bit, but I just want to show you quickly how to do a few things. So maybe you actually like it exactly as it was with all those yellow flowers, but you don't like the font. So just select the font and go up here and choose a different font. Maybe big bold font, which looks horrible, but if you like it, you like it. And if you wanted to change all of that font throughout every page, so you don't have to think about it again, press change all. And as you scroll through the pages, you'll see wherever that font was used, it's now replaced. See, it's replaced by the font you just chose. So let's click on the calendar. We'll change the font there too. So I'm just changing it, not to look pretty at the moment, just to show you how it's done. So I changed that one to Hitchhike, and let's press change all. So now the fonts that we like are all through the document, and we don't have to do every single page separately. You might have to resize it if it, like here it now goes into goals, so maybe we need to resize it a little bit. Oops, I've just accidentally selected an individual one and shrunk it. Let's try select the whole thing and resize everything. There we go. Now we're shrinking it down. And once you've chosen your preferred font type, you can just change the size until you've got it right. Or you could use this corner to change the size of things. But since Faith has done a good job of making it a nice size, I wouldn't mess around with it too much. I'm just trying to think of what else you might like to change. The to-do list, it's a group of, we'll ungroup it to see exactly what it's made of. It's a line and a circle. Now, if you wanted to replace this with a square, you could go to the shape and select a different shape. Let's go on to this one. We'll ungroup it, and we'll just select on the circle. Oh, get off it first, and then go back to the circle and shape, and change it to that shape. Now, I'd probably just keep doing it like that, but if you had a lot, you could select them. You could delete these ones, but let's just delete all that, and then we would we'll select these by dragging over the top of them. Oh, it moved it instead. Hang on. Undo that. Click off it. And then drag over these. Okay, now we'll group them and duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. These are all grouped together, so we can just bring them down in pairs. Oh, come on, you're in my way. And it looks like I made one too many. Don't worry about the lopsidedness of it, because I'm going to fix that up in a second. I made one too many of these, so I'm going to ungroup them. Delete, press off it, go back on, delete one of those lines, one of those shapes, and then select the other one. So I held shift to select both of them together, and then I'm going to bring it down to here. And just to fix this up, I'm going to click off of everything. Oh, this is a bit tricky. I want to select all those lines together, but that flower's in my way. I'm just going to move it out of the way for a moment. Move it out of the way. And I'll group these back together so that they stay together in a group. And then we'll select everything. And then we will go to position, which we're at the moment, and Tidy up. Done. We'll bring that flower back. Come back, flower. There we go. You can change colors. Let's change this to a blue color to match the flowers. And if you, well, actually, we don't have the blue flowers here at the moment. But if you wanted to match the flowers that are on your page, it shows you some of the colors that are in there, which might make a good match. And you can change the thickness of the border. This is a dotted one. Maybe we'll make it solid and make it thick or thin. And you can do the same for these little shapes. You can do the same for the line there. Now, of course, there's many things. You don't have to choose flowers for this. You can change it up with anything you like. Let's try ink splotches. Maybe something like this one. Maybe something prettier. I'm sure there'll be something prettier. I quite like that. So what would happen if we grab that flower and delete it and put this pretty ink splotch or watercolor splotch up here, and we will send it to the back so it's behind the name. So we'll go layer, send to back, and then we'll get rid of this pink one because it doesn't match. We might get rid of this flower here and just go back to this splotch and duplicate it. Bring that duplication down to this corner to replace the flower that was down here. Send it to the back so that we can see the to-do list lines properly. And if we think it's too dark, we can also bring down the color a bit here, but that's up to you. And then, did it come up with any magic recommendations for me? Oops, I pressed it again, don't I? Yes, so we'll see all those. And while they're coming up, I'm going to delete this one I accidentally put here. I was hoping there might be a couple of drips, something like that, that we might add to it, but green. Sometimes you can change the color of things, but probably not these things. Let me just see. It would come up here if you could change the color. We might be able to edit the photo, but that might take a while. So if there's a filter, perhaps that might make it look green. For example, there's this one here, but I don't think I would really bother too much going through all these filters because it will take too long to find one that really suits. Oh, hang on. That one's not too bad. Minty. And it's not really necessary to add a couple of extra splotches here or there. It's just a thought that I had to bring a bit more color to the page. So I might I guess I could have added a leaf element or something like that. Something that's a similar color or a similar like a matching type of element, but it's not necessary. And to match, I'd probably change this border, so I'd take off the image from the background and delete it, and maybe look for a if there's any borders in the recommendations, that's excellent. But if not, might go back and search for, let's say, a green watercolor border, and then I don't quite like that one, but we'll go to the magic recommendations. Maybe if we twist this one around, spin it around, and take it up. It could nearly look nice, but personally I don't like it. I'm going to send it to the back to have a better look. It's a little too messy. But that's something you could try out. So that was like one for watercolors. You could maybe try it with circles, stripes, your favorite animal. I'm just seeing what this might look like if I replaced these as well. It might be altogether too much information on the page, too much. But it's all things you can play around with and decide for yourself what you like. So I've tried to show you a few different tips for how you can change the design, but I haven't shown you a very nice example of a finished product. So I just wanted to give you a few extra tips if you feel that you're no good at design and you couldn't think how to make it pretty. It's not that hard. Think about the colors, what colors go together. Canva makes that a bit easier by allowing you to change colors based on other elements on your page. For example, if you went to the heading August here and you thought, I don't want it to be black, I'd like it to be a different color. What's a good color? You could scroll down and it shows you the colors from your photo that might go well. Personally, I think black is always a safe choice unless black on a light background or white on a dark background. But look, that jazzed up the whole page just then, just by putting that bright color on there. And it might be as simple as that. Also, while we're talking about text, we'll go over here to text and think about what fonts go well together. So this one, it shows what font it is up here, Anton, and then the calendar is Hitchhike. They don't necessarily go well together, so a good way to see things that go well together is when you click on text, they have examples of elements that go well together, of text that go well together. So, for example, this one here, we could click on it. It has, we're just going to click on it to see what the fonts are. So, Tis the Season is Nicanely. I don't know if I can pronounce that correctly. And To Be Jolly is Poppins Light. So how about we go up here and we change this to Nick Ainley or whatever it was, which hopefully should come up as a recently used thing. So here it is, Nick Ainley, and we'll select the calendar and choose Poppins Light. Oops, I only selected the 12 then accidentally, so we'll click off it and click on again and just click the corner to select it all, and then we'll go back to Poppins Light. So that's a way to get, or we could have done it the other way around, done Poppins Light for the heading, and Nick Ainley for the calendar. And although one tip is, sorry, I'm just trying to select the "'Tis the Season" to get rid of it. I'm going to select the calendar and lock it so that I don't accidentally delete it. So we can right click and lock. And then hopefully I can select this writing and delete it. Okay, good, that's better. We're going to have to unlock the calendar to resize it so it fits up there again, and that's just a matter of changing the font size, I believe. Oops, and I did, if you see, I did accidentally delete the 20th when I was trying to delete things earlier, so I'd have to type that back in as well. So always make sure you double check your final product to see that there aren't little mistakes like that. Now, what I didn't do when I changed the font, which I should have done, as I did earlier, was to select all of it so that it changed these down here as well. So I would select goals and to do and change that to the same as my heading up here. And if I wanted to keep that yellow, I'd probably also change them to yellow. Another thing to think about is if you've got soft, feminine, round elements, then you might prefer your writing and your like your boxes to have soft corners. If you had more geometric, straight-lined elements, then you might prefer boxes with corners or tick boxes that are squares. Font that's more geometric and straight-edged. You just want to think of keeping things consistent throughout the whole page and throughout the whole document. So consistent colors, consistent feel, consistent theme, and making sure everything is neat and tidy evenly throughout the page. A lot of that can be changed with going to position and using the arrange tools in there. If you want to get things like perfectly centered or perfectly evenly spaced, then Canva has those tools under position. And that's about it. It's as simple as that. Okay, before I go, I thought I should show you at least an attempt at a nice design. So I just quickly fiddled around with the designs a little bit. And here is Faith Lee's original design. I kept a flower theme. I kept all of the same kind of idea of elements in there. I changed the fonts and I changed the colors. And see, just with those simple changes, how different it can look. So here's the one I've edited, and it looks like a completely different product. So whatever your style is, whatever you like, you can change it up to suit your needs, or if you want to sell it to suit your customers' needs. So there you go. Once you start editing templates, you might get the bug and you might want to have a go at putting it on Etsy and seeing where it takes you. Okay, I hope you found this interesting. Bye.